When I was very young, my grandfather used to take me to the city library twice a month. And while returning back, we used to stop at a grocery store to get the घर का supplies. I used to insist कि मुझे टॉफ़ी चाहिए. स्टोर में टॉफ़ी है, मेरे पास नहीं है, मुझे चाहिए. That's an emergency for me, right? I remember I always used to get the Phantom cigarette and the cola flavored Poppins. My grandfather was my emergency fund. But when you grow up, get a job, your parents, grandparents cannot be your emergency fund, right? Let's see how you can design your own emergency fund. And do stick around to the end because we'll also discuss when can you use this fund. Okay, so what is emergency fund? Emergency fund is money stashed away that you can use in times of distress when emergencies happen. And when emergencies happen, not if emergency. This is life, emergencies happen. Let's see how big your emergency fund should be. As a general rule of thumb, you should have 3 to 6 months of money saved. If you have a stable income, 3 months for you. If you work on a commission-based model, you are a freelancer, irregular income, 6 months for you. If you have parents or dependent children, 6 months for you. Now you need to determine your expenses. I said 3 to 6 months of expenses. But what are these expenses? There are two theories here. For some people, this just means the basic necessities. Food, rent, gas, transport, that's it. For others, it basically means that their lifestyle should not change even if they face an emergency. So for example, if you lose a job, you have to make sure that your lifestyle remains the same. If you go out for a movie once a month or eat out twice a month, you need to have enough emergency funds so that you can continue doing these. And these do not make a strain on your funds. If you're just starting, start with the bare necessities. And as you go on, slowly increase this amount to the actual expense of your current lifestyle. Make sense? Do hit the like button and press subscribe. Now that you know how much, let's figure out where you should keep it. This is very simple and you should not complicate it. Keep 1 month's amount in the savings account and keep the balance in a liquid fund. Okay, why the savings account? Well, this money is for an emergency, right? And you need the money quickly. So just swipe the card or go to an ATM and the money is with you. Now this 1 month amount, keep it in a separate saving account, not the one that you use for your regular expenses. If you see it regularly, you will be tempted to use it for any and everything. The idea is you should separate yourself emotionally from it. Unplug, act like it is not even there. Keep the balance amount in a liquid fund. Liquid funds offer better return than a savings account. And the return is not dependent on the latest market conditions. If you redeem this today, the amount will be in your bank account by tomorrow. People ask, why not invest this amount in an FD or in the stock market? See, you need to understand the point of emergency fund. Higher return is not the point of emergency fund. Capital preservation is the aim. Quick accessibility is the aim. This amount is not going to make you rich. In case of FD, there is usually a penalty if you redeem it before the due date. And emergency due date देख के थोड़ा ही आती है. Also, the amount does not get transferred to your account the next day. Banks usually take some time. And for stocks, well, the stock market is volatile. What happens if your investments are in a loss? In a bull run, you can feel that you can manage it, but really think about it. You have tried hard and you have saved 3 months of expenses. Not easy, but you have done it. And you face a job loss. God forbid, your parents are in a hospital. Every rupee counts at this point. And your investment is in a loss of 10% or even 25%. You would regret and you would tell yourself that you would have saved this amount in a safer option. You would have at least got the full amount. So with your investments, take as much risk as you want, but with the emergency fund, play safe. Now you have some money and you have saved it properly. You might be wondering where can you use this? So for this you need to understand, you need to define what is an emergency. And for this you need to ask yourself 3 questions. Is it urgent? Is it unexpected? And is it necessary? And the answer to all of these 3 should be yes for you to dip into this emergency fund. So one day, if you're like, let's just travel this weekend, go on a vacation, we can take the money out of the emergency fund and fund it back the next month. No. That's not an emergency. Spending on vacation, not an emergency. Buying a car, not an emergency. Down payment for your home, not an emergency. Buying a last minute emergency gift for your partner, even if you forgot the anniversary, not an emergency. So let's see what is an emergency. Your car breaks down. You use this car to go to the office. Is this urgent? Yes. Is this unexpected? Yes. Is this necessary? Yes. This is an emergency. You can use an emergency fund here. The other common cases would be a medical emergency or in a case of job loss. these are legit emergencies. You can use your emergency fund. Okay, this emergency fund thing may not be as exciting as figuring out new investment avenues which can give you higher returns, but neither are emergencies, right? It's better to save than be sorry. If you find this video useful, do share it with your friends and family. This is Paritosh signing off.